YouTube, what's good? Got a question for you. Are you getting the iPhone 12 Pro Max? If so, maybe you should actually hold out on that. Now, I know the 12 Pro Max is going to be the best of the bunch, so let's just get it out of the way. If you want to get that device, especially because I think all of the iPhone 12s this year are incredible machines, though I've only got to test out the 12 Pro because I have a day job and I can't afford to get all the devices, and not all of them are out yet. I've been able to use the iPhone 12 Pro and I love this thing. But that's not to go without saying that the 12 Pro Max is obviously going to have the best battery life, the biggest screen, because it's going to be the biggest phone, and possibly have the best camera. Well, it is going to have the best camera system, but it is not going to be that much different than the iPhone 12 Pro. The iPhone 12 Pro Max goes on pre-order on November 6th, with it releasing officially on November 13th. And really what I want you to consider is a camera system, because there's kind of two things that are really different about this camera system. First thing is the telephoto lens. With the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you can go to a 5x zoom before it goes into digital. To put that in perspective, the iPhone 12 Pro goes into a 4x zoom before digital, and then the iPhone 12s go into a 2x zoom before digital. What this means is that the iPhone 12 Pro Max is going to be able to have more distance in its range before the photographs start to kind of fall apart or introduce noise and have pixels that look like different colors. Really? That's not a good enough a reason, because the software optimization on these iPhones is so good that you're not going to be able to tell much of a difference up until you do like 10 times optical zoom. But if you're doing that anyways, I think you already know to not expect the best quality. And another thing to note with these telephoto lenses is that on the Pro Max, it's going to be a 2.2 aperture, meaning a higher number is going to display a subject that is more in focus. So like moving shots, it's not going to be kind of blurry that you kind of get. It's going to be a little bit more in focus and more detailed, whereas the iPhone 12 Pro has a 2.0 aperture. And the lower the number actually lets in more light, but that also means the subject's going to be more blurry when they're moving fast. But it's so small of a difference that you're not going to be able to see it unless you have like NASCAR vehicles just getting by, getting it, just sending it. And the last thing I really think you should consider, because in their presentation of the iPhone 12s, they were talking about the 12 Pro Max getting the widest sensor that allows 47% more light and includes a new optical stabilization for this specific sensor. Quick nerd out, that just means with this larger sensor, that means more light's gonna get in, so the focus, the whole actual photograph is going to be slightly brighter, and the pixel density is gonna be a little bit better, so it's going to be sharper. And the sensor can only be found in the wide angle lens. So I have to ask you, how often do you use this wide angle lens? And how often do you use it at night? In the daytime, you're probably only gonna see this in the shadows where the subject's probably gonna be just slightly more lit up. And at night, you're definitely gonna see an improvement over the 12 Pro. But this software is just so good anyways that by itself, it is not that good. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm going full send, hot take. Before it actually comes out and we see it in person, I just do not think it's going to be worth paying $100 more by itself. And how often are you gonna be recording video on the wide angle lens? It is cool, but how often for those serious moments that matter, for those moments where you just wanna get the most crisp detail and you wanna just take the best picture possible, do you resort to the wide angle lens? And to say all that, of course, if you want the best battery, the biggest phone, and technically the best cameras on paper, get the iPhone 12 Pro Max. If you have the money to afford that. Is it worth it? I want to pass that question off to you and let you know that I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want to hear more about my Apple rants or just any technological videos that I would like to do, I will link a playlist. I don't know what they call those. Yeah, playlist on the YouTube game. What up? I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.